Vice President Mike Pence joined Chris Wallace Sunday on Fox News discussing a number of topics that have been in the recent news. Preceding the confirmation hearing of Judge Brett Kavanaugh, Wallace inquired what Pence thought of the proceedings. Chris Wallace, during the interview, asked Vice President Mike Pence his thoughts on the hearing, and here's what he had to say. "What do you think of the confirmation hearings for Judge Brett Kavanaugh?" Wallace asked. "What do you think of some Democrats who decided to break the rules and to release what were committee confidential documents? And how confident are you that he will be on the Supreme Court when it resumes in October?" Wallace wanted to know. Pence, straightforward and blunt, replied, "Judge Brett Kavanaugh distinguished himself. Many Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee embarrassed themselves. That's the truth of it." Let's take a listen.
Hearings for Judge Brett Kavanaugh. What did you think of some Democrats who decided to break the rules and to release what were committee confidential documents? And how confident are you that Kavanaugh will be on the Supreme Court when it resumes in October?
Judge Brett Kavanaugh distinguished himself. Many Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee embarrassed themselves. That's the truth of it. And what the American people saw in Judge Brett Kavanaugh is a jurist just like President Trump promised to appoint. Someone of profound intellect, a judicial philosophy to interpret the laws of this country as written, interpret the Constitution as written. But they also saw in what was at times a circus in that Judiciary Committee, people shouting behind him and histrionics in the Judiciary Committee among Democrat members. You saw a judge with the temperament to make it through those 12-hour hearings with such dignity. And we have every confidence that before the Supreme Court convenes in October, Judge Brett Kavanaugh will be Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Fine.
Well, I agree with those statements, absolutely. If you take a look at the histrionics of Booker, playing like he was Spartacus, claiming he was Spartacus, he already knew those were declassified. Those emails were declassified, and the protesters, it was a circus. It absolutely was. And they did embarrass themselves. And Kavanaugh, how they could act like that over somebody like Kavanaugh. I mean,